Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Gemini. If Gemini is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Four of Swords. And this has everything to do with truth. Okay, so let's take a look at what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing so. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And so I'm also just going to apologize. I have the flu. I'm getting better, but my head is all congested. I can't hear out of one ear. And so I sound probably pretty rough. But I appreciate you. I'm looking at this. It looks like a bee. This large bee right here, maybe it's wing right here, holding a teacup right here. You can see the little face of that bee right there, the little eyes, the nose, little... Do they have antennae? Yeah, they do. Kind of a cute little guy, right? Girl, I should say. Gal. So we have the teacup. And I mean, you're here having a tea leaf reading. But I wonder really if you have interest in divining, scrying. Maybe you don't read tea leaves. Maybe you just, I don't know. Think that it's interesting, and as you're looking here, you might see some things and might be considering, oh, this is maybe something I can do. And let me tell you, you can, and you should get some tea or coffee, or you could use really any kind of grains, and go gazing, go look into what the universe has to tell you. But I do think with that bee energy, there is this just a deep intuition for the kind of, well, I'm just thinking of the interconnectedness of everything. If you watch a bee or a bumblebee, I see a lot of bumblebees where I'm at. There are a lot of different kinds of bees, but if you were watching my readings last summer, I talked about them a lot because I was identifying every species that I came in contact with. But I noticed as I was out there gardening and really just so enamored with these little creatures, how there seems to be just like this perfection in the way they go from one thing to the next. It's like they have a path that nobody can see, just fully planned out. And there can be, like I like to plant garlic onions. And when they bloom in the late summer, early fall, a million little bugs come out. We have bees and box elders and soldier bugs and all kinds of sweat bees and flies and things, and they come and visit these flowers, and they are kind of all facing upwards. They're little flowers, and they're covered in just, hundreds of creatures. But the bee, more than any other bug that I've noticed, there's an elegance, a dance. They see something that is not perceivable to me. Right? They go about their business in such a way that it just seems perfect. There's a perfection there. And so I look at this and I think, this is something very much like yourself. You are somebody who people, they gaze upon your abilities, how you carry yourself, the way that you speak, the way that you kind of dance around through your life, doing magical little duties here and there and making it all look so easy, so effortless. And yet it's, it is something to behold. You are so skilled. You're so very skilled. And it's taken time for you to learn how to live this way, And so I see this beautiful formation, and I think, you are really in these most potent years. They're not going to be the only potent years of your life, but you're in one of these high peaks of your life. And things, even when they go wrong, they come back together very quickly. You are somebody who finds the silver lining. You are somebody who is grateful. You are somebody who knows how to love. You love the little details of life. And that's what I think really gives you such success in your own existence, in your own being. Now, I apologize. I'm taking little sips. I don't want to be too loud, but I do need to work with my mouth and my throat here. Get so dry when I feel this way. It's probably the medicine too. I've had to take a little bit of medicine. Now, let's see. We have the bison, or we call it the buffalo sometimes here in America. It is the American bison, and you can see kind of the body here, the legs, and the head over here. Now, above it, it looks like we have a dog's face. You can see kind of the nose right here, and the mouth, the eyes. Interesting. I kind of almost imagine a dog just kind of hanging out, watching what's going on all the time. You might even be watching this on your phone and you look over and your dog's sitting there staring at you. So with the bison, we know that this is a sign of resilience, right? Just utter strength, a kind of an immovable force. Right? You cannot push this thing around. And so when you get going, right? When you really set your mind to something, then it is kind of like, how do you stop this thing? You can't, you absolutely get things done the way that you envision them. Okay, now we also have this large eye in the middle, you can see, and and then we have another eye right here. So I feel like there is this sense of, and I'm thinking as I'm looking at this, it feels like somebody from your life with brown eyes, somebody who, I'm looking, I'm looking down here, it looks like Y2K. And then we have a little 4-leaf clover in here. I'm seeing a heart. The broom. So Y2K, of course, 2000. I'm sure that you were around back then. I remember it all too well, that Prince song playing, the Let's Party Like It's 1999, on the night of, right? I was in junior high, I think, or maybe in high school. Yeah, I was in high school. And yeah, it just seems like a long time ago. Yeah, it seems like yesterday, and kind of the anxiety of it all, right? I was a little young maybe to be too scared of everything collapsing. I didn't really know what that meant. But I wonder if this is, it seems like somebody from around that time. It was important. They were important to you. I feel like it's maybe family, you know, of course. Maybe you've had a long relationship with this family member. And I feel like there's this sense of almost kind of like this is a person that you learned resilience from. And I wonder if this is somebody who is from the greatest generation or the silent generation, and somebody who, made it through the wars, right? The Great War and the Second World War. But also, I feel like I can almost imagine somebody from the Depression era, right? Very affected by that time. And the way that they lived was really reflected. It was very much reflected in the way that they lived. And there was a sense of scarcity, right? Probably food scarcity, probably scarcity of resources, of course. And but they never gave up. You know, they were somebody who absolutely worked their darndest and tried probably many things until they found something that worked for them. And there's really this energy of, yes, that bison. And I think that you grew up around them, and that was very influential to you. And I think that you take on a lot of those same attributes, okay? You are somebody who meets your goals. You have a lot of dreams, and, you know, you are about the work to get to those things that you dream of. And I think that, you know, at times it can feel so much, you know, it just too much. Like you're pouring sand into a bucket with a hole at the bottom. But here's the thing is that your ability to manage through the ordeals of your life, but you're also learning some just, you go through these difficult periods of time, or these periods of time that are maybe they are successful, but it's stressful for you. And there are times of hopelessness and not seeing kind of any, you know, like what am I trying to think of? Any kind of output, right? That's really kind of clicking. And, but I don't feel like you are ever soured by it. And it's not that, oh yeah, you just keep like a smile on your face and you're chipper about, you know, working yourself to the bone and, you know, compliant and this kind of thing. That's not what I mean. I think that you find the meaning in the journey. The work is from a place of passion for you. The work is as much the gift as anything else. You love what you're doing. Now, this maybe isn't like your day job. This could be a creative outlet. This could be your domestic life, your family life. This could be, you know, your hobbies and things that you're involved in. But whatever it is, where you put those great amount of hours and kind of vital resources, it is so meaningful to you. And I think that's why You are somebody who's growing so very wise, because you see the beauty in the subtle, you see the lessons in the troubles, you accept your blessings deeply. You're not frivolous with that. You're somebody who absolutely recognizes when things have aligned in your way and you've put in the work to receive that fortune, that success. And I can only see you really only becoming more and more successful. I see we have this little, it looks to me, it reminds me of like a kind of the mesa, or like a plateau up there. But to me, it's like I envision this as kind of a sacred natural temple, in a landscape that feels almost quite arid, devoid of life. Now, if you've been in the desert, it's one of the most holy places. I never understood this idea that there's no God there. And maybe it's because it is. It's such a cruel and unforgiving place. But I tell you what, with skies that open and the beauty of it, it just, how could there not be divine all through it? So then we have the crescent moon in there as well. And I feel like this is, just an absolute beautiful and somewhat tricky place that, you find yourself in. You are establishing that interior temple. You have a relationship with the ebb and flow of things. You are somebody that, you might be reactive sometimes, but I do think that in a crisis, you are somebody who really knows what to do. Okay. People, I think, have probably commented before, how can you kind of keep it together so well? And then it's like in little things that absolutely mean nothing, you totally lose it. You just can't, that's where it comes out, but like when you're under a lot of pressure and it's really something very important, you absolutely perform pretty close to perfectly. But I think that, there's just this beautiful sense of kind of vacillation through extremes in your being, but also, like I said, just being able to look for the brighter side of things. And I think that's been so helpful for you, because I believe this, especially with a sign like Gemini, you are so profoundly intellectual and emotional that if you get into those places of despair, really get into them, it can be profound for you. Something that, maybe others don't even know what to do. They worry for you when you get that way. And I think you worry for yourself, because it's kind of just like the tide coming in quickly and pulling you right back out very quickly. And so, I think that your ability to kind of find reasons to be like, okay, this is bad. This is not a catastrophe, but it's pretty bad. But here are the reasons that, it's going to be okay. I know what to do here. I'm going to figure this out. I almost wonder if you are somebody who is a first responder, or maybe you are a teacher. I hear that working with kids these days is not like it used to be. So I'm sure there's a lot of kind of mental gymnastics, emotional, ups and downs that kind of go along with the state of the education system. And honestly, teachers, I am one of those people. I just think they're absolutely rock stars of our world. I mean, I don't know how you all do it, but you know, bless you, because it's not easy work. But also maybe medical field, you know, something where it's like there's a lot riding on the decisions that you're making. Okay. Now we also have the wishbone here, right there. And so I do believe that there's a sense of great luck right now, making those wishes and things coming through for you. So it is a good time to put out your, you know, your kind of appeals, the things that you've been hoping for, what you want to manifest in your life. It all seems quite aligned right now in your favor. Okay, let's take a look. Trying to figure out what this says. I'm seeing L-E right here. So maybe that is the beginning of a name or a word. It could be initials. We also have two eyes, and they're kind of almost like staring, you know, what we used to call mad dogging each other. I don't know if kids still say that, but that's what we used to say back in the ancient times. But I feel like there's a sense of somebody kind of casting the evil eye upon you. And I think this has to do with maybe jealousy. We also have the fish down here. So I know there's abundance and probably some positive financial things happening. So I feel like this person is just really kind of not too happy about what they see going on. I don't think that they have very nice things to say. And it's like, I don't know, what do you do with that? You know, there are definitely like protective talisman and the Nazar, which is that blue eye talisman that you can hang around your house, you can wear. It helps to kind of keep the evil eye off of you. But you know, in these situations, I'm really of the mind that you just, I don't know. I guess as an older person, I don't like conflict a lot, like with anybody at all. And I'd like to keep my streak of never arguing with anybody. Once in a while with my daughter when I'm trying to get her to, you know, do something, or maybe she's asking for a piece of candy right before bed, and it's like, okay. No, but she is quite the, what's the word? She likes to try to make deals, right? She's really like trying to angle in there. But other than that kind of arguing, you know, I haven't really argued with somebody in real life in a long time. And, especially out in the wild, some stranger or something. So my mind is that we're absolutely so kind to people, you know, that are just, you know, they have some kind of feeling about what you're doing or you know, how you're living your life or whatever. And it's just like, I don't know, what do you say to that? Nothing, you know, keep it moving, I guess. So I see this and I think, you know, you're aware of it. I think that, you know, it's something that's of no consequence to you. Actually, it might be a good omen in that you're doing pretty freaking well. You know, you have people who are hating on you, so you're doing something right. And hopefully, you know, you just kind of let it kind of roll off your back there. It's not anything to worry about. So, yeah. So we have the fish, we have the person who wants that fish, right? And an LE. We have an LE. Okay, so we're going to look at the Dreamer's deck here. 40 affirmations for pursuing your dreams from the I Know collection. Oh my goodness. All right. And I'm going to flip through here and stop where it feels right. And it says, I know that worrying only blinds me from the beauty that is all around me. I am not stressing. I am not stressing. And nor should you. Let's not stress. I'm going to be on that. That's the same energy. It's almost Friday. I'm all mixed up. We took off, my husband and I. Shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you have not watched Paul's channel, go over there and check him out. He's amazing. He's the absolute best tarot reader ever. What was I going to say? Oh, yes, we took a few days off. 3 days off, to be exact. And still the videos were coming out. So it was not perceivable. But we had 3 days off. Usually we work 7 days a week. We record readings every day of the week. And so we took 3 days off. Of course, we both got the flu. And I don't know how he sounds on his readings. I know how he sounds around the house. Poor guy. But, you know, hopefully not as bad as I'm sounding right now. I know that I'm getting pretty rough here. But yes, I do. I appreciate you being so patient with me. And you know, please wash your hands. If you watched our readings the last couple of months here, I guess since like November, we both have been sick. Our whole household sick on and off. Now my daughter she brings it home, but she's barely sick, you know. And then she's like, oh, my throat hurts a little, and then she's fine. And then me and Paul are just like absolutely, you know. But that's how it is. That's how it is. So anyways, Gemini, I'm just rambling at this point. I appreciate you. I love you. I thank you for spending this time here with me. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It's free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all, and they mean the world to me. What else? I think that was it. I don't know. I'm still looking for more recommendations for TV shows. I just started watching that movie, Poor Things. Any movie I watch, it takes me like 3 days to watch it because of our schedule. But pretty good. And I saw the Holdovers, the movie The Holdovers, won some Oscars, and it was a great movie as well. I really liked that. I like those kind of neo-realism, like really slow indie films. That stuff makes me so happy. I don't know what it is about it. I just really like little snapshots of somebody's life, you know. And what did we watch? My husband and I watched the octopus American Conspiracy, the octopus one on Netflix the other last week or whatever, and that was good. That was really interesting. I like those kind of true crime docuseries. They're like really well made, and this one I think was produced by the Duplass brothers, who I really like a lot, and so that was a really good one too. And now this is turning into a review, but I'm gonna ask if you have anything that you're watching that's like you really liked it. Let me know. put it in the comments. I would, so appreciate that. And so anyways, again, I love you. Take care of yourself, Gemini. We will talk in just a few days. Good night, good night, good night.